Hello again, Jennifer here. Today we are cracking the code on pursed lip and diaphragmatic breathing techniques. Want to know something? Everyone listening to this video is breathing. But want to know something cool? Breathing is part of our autonomic nervous system, which is a part of our system that happens completely out of our control, like digestion and our heart rate. But that's not the cool part. The cool part is that breathing is the only part of our autonomic nervous system that we can consciously control. And that makes breathing pretty special. Just think about it. Your breathing ticks along when you aren't even giving it a second thought. But the minute you need to control it, you can. Try doing that with your digestion. And that's why deep breathing techniques that improve how you breathe are so very powerful. The quality of your breathing can impact almost all other systems in your body, which means that you can use breathing to essentially hack into your nervous system and cause the whole thing to change. Pretty neat, isn't it? Now, let me quickly go over something called gas exchange before I show you the two breathing techniques. This is going to help you better visualize what is happening inside of your lungs. So when you take a breath, you're inhaling oxygen. And when you let out a breath, you are exhaling carbon dioxide. In normal, healthy breathing, the exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide, they're even. But if the exchange is not even, then you've got problems. And believe it or not, one of the main cues that we're not breathing well is not so much the fact that we're not getting the oxygen into our lungs, but rather that we're not getting the carbon dioxide out. So it begins to accumulate in the lungs. And so if you can imagine that the carbon dioxide is now building up into your lungs, then the oxygen as you breathe in has nowhere to go. There's just not enough room for it. Okay? Got all that? So now, let me show you the two techniques. The first one is called pursed lip breathing, and it is used to address breathlessness that's usually caused by a chronic lung disease such as COPD or emphysema. Oh, and let's not forget the unfortunately more popular COVID-19 virus. So the pursed lip technique is designed to make your breaths more effective by making them slower and more intentional. So thankfully this technique is actually pretty easy to get the hang of so that you can learn to use it when your breathing is under stress, like during exercise, or worse, therapy. But in order for it to work, you have to practice it over and over again during the times that you're not being stressed so that it becomes second nature. Because I promise you, when your breathing becomes stressed, the last thing you want to do is have to think about how to breathe. So let me show you how it's done. You want to begin by relaxing your neck and shoulders. Now you're going to inhale slowly through the nose for at least 2 seconds. And keep in mind that this doesn't have to be a deep breath. It's just a normal breath, okay? So, next, you're going to exhale through pursed lips for at least 4 seconds. Just like that. Now let me do it a few more times without interrupting. Just like that. Now, one of the most important parts of this technique is remembering to breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth, puckering your lips like you're giving a kiss as you're blowing out. But it's also important that you remember to exhale double the amount of time that you inhale. So if you're inhaling for 2 seconds, blow out for 4. 3, if you're inhaling for 3, blow out for 6. Okay? And you also want to make sure that your exhale is nice, slow, and controlled, like I showed you. You don't want to do something that looks like this, because that isn't going to be effective. So if you're not able to do this technique correctly, it's going to lead to overbreathing, which is going to be similar to hyperventilation, just like I was demonstrating. So I hope that you're beginning to understand where that gas exchange stuff comes into play. Now, let's move on to the second technique. It's called diaphragmatic breathing or belly breathing. And for this one, I always think of this fella. Now, contrary to what most people think, proper inhalation actually inflates the belly, not the chest. Your diaphragm, which is located right here, right under your ribs, is your body's breathing muscle. And so this is what's supposed to be doing most of the work. If you're not using your diaphragm to breathe, then you're relying on muscles in your neck and in your shoulders and back. And as you can imagine, those muscles are going to do very little in helping you move air within your body. So with belly breathing, you are using your diaphragm to help you get the oxygen in and also to push the CO2 out. So here's how to do this technique. You're going to relax your shoulders again. Put one hand on your chest and the other on your belly. You want to inhale through your nose for about 2 seconds again, and you want to feel that your belly moves, not your chest. And then you want to, as you exhale, you want to gently press on your belly to help get the air out. And again, use those pursed lips. Now, sometimes if you are having a hard time getting the hang of making your belly move, if you're so used to using what they call accessory muscles, those neck and back and shoulder muscles, then sometimes this technique can be done in bed so that you're laying down and placing a book on your belly where your diaphragm is so that you can see that it rises and falls. That's what you're looking for, and that's how you can get a better grasp of this technique. Okay, so that's it. Those are the 2 breathing techniques. Again, just like the pursed lip breathing, you want to practice this technique too so that you can get it just right, so that it feels natural when breathing becomes more difficult. So you'll find that when you get really good at these techniques, you are going to be able to release trapped air in your lungs, you're going to be able to slow your breathing rate, increase relaxation, and even reduce shortness of breath. Doesn't that sound nice? So I'll post information for both of these breathing techniques in the description, which was down there, but I think now is over to the right side of the screen. But don't go yet. Please check out one of these other videos on either breathing devices that can help to improve your breathing even more, or you can learn more about the vicious circle of respiratory issues so that you can learn to break free from it. Don't forget the cryptogram puzzle this week. It's down there, over there somewhere. Thanks for watching, everyone. Until next time, good luck cracking the code.